Hey everybody, here on Lacy Good Books. Hi, I'm Lacy Good with Lacy Good Books, and we are gonna be counting down of some books that I absolutely loved, and one of the books actually changed my life. So this book is actually a full book series. That's giving you guys a heads up. So I have 5 great books, and one I'm not putting down because that has, an ant. And yeah, I will add the we're gonna just do top 5 for the end of the year. I read actually over 14 books, but I'm still gonna try to get to my reading goal on the Goodreads, my Goodreads challenge of 40. If I don't get up to 40, that is not a big deal. I can still work on adding extra, and if I have to. Okay. The first book is by Stephanie. It's by Marissa Meyer. It's called Cinder. So we're following Cinderella. Oh yeah, this is a science fiction. It's about this girl named Cinder. Yeah. This is the reason I have Cinderella, but in a awkward way. I don't want to say awkward way, but more of a disturbing way, pretty much. So this book is talking about Cinder was having this surgery, but not actually a surgery. Some people took her to make a robot Cinderella. But I thought it would, because it kind of had the vibe of a Kayak XY on that, and only because I heard this one and I loved it. That much Arizona is a really good read. I am going to continue with this Hotel Your Book series altogether. This book itself was absolutely a great read this year. And I love trying new book authors. This was science fiction, because I was pretty much all science. And it had a lot of fiction elements to it. Like the castle, Cinderella turned into a robot, which did this fall. And ended up in Egypt. How on earth did she end up in Egypt as a robot? I don't get that at all, but you know what? Some other times, Cinder did. There were certain people going after her, like a car chase, only like a human chase. They turned the human Cinderella, to a robot Cinderella. I thought that was kind of, like I say, disturbing, but all in all, this was a great novel. I absolutely loved it. Okay, talk about the book that honestly changed my life. This book is by one of my favorite book authors. It gets with the color of, and I did read a lot of my favorite book authors, like Nick Sparks and others that I absolutely am loving. And yet, but this one's one of my favorite book authors of all times. This one's by Kristen Hanna, and it's called A Nightingale. So we're talking about these two girls that I believe they were sisters. These two sisters, they were going to war. But the Nazis kind of tried to, they went to war. They fought. I don't remember if one got killed out or not. But this was absolutely, this book, this whole entire book changed my life. When I finished it, I thought, oh my gosh, wow. It didn't take me on my used by. It kind of took me into Paris, France, in a different perspective. A different perspective of not just the war, the history of the war, playing right in my head, pretty much. This is historical fiction. You all. Historical fiction is my favorite book genre of all times. This one was I thought everybody kept saying about the end they cry. I didn't. This book changed my life. This book changed my life. The ending honestly changed my life. Only because I was talking about the Nightingale pretty much, but it was more based on the World War II, the Nazis coming in from Germany. It had a lot about Olaf Hitler when he first came in, but this was honestly a wonderful, beautiful novel that I am going to treasure to the day I die, but yeah, to the day I die, pretty much. But this book was absolutely amazing. This darn book got me to change. This book changed my life. It just completely changed my life. And a different perspective. This book was absolutely stunning. It was talking about all the different types of wars going on, not just the Nazis, but Adolf Hitler, and a lot of perspective of how he started out. So the Nazis took pretty much all the people in Paris, put them in Germany, and it was a big battle. It was honestly a big battle. This book was absolutely gorgeous. Would I reread it again? Yes, I would. And only because this book changed my life. And I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait to pick my quotes out. I kind of know what quotes I want to pick from this book, because the book was absolutely stunning. And it was just... It had a lot of the human spirit in it, too. Of not just the killing, but... I forget about... I think it was the Roosevelt in this one. I don't remember what person it was. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This was based off I know it's based off another book I'm reading. This is kind of like another book I am reading, and that one is called Lovely War. So this is kind of fits in that category. This was to the two sisters found their love of their life, war, peace, and and romantasy. Not just fun and love, but a lot of historical fiction. A lot of historical fiction, people. A lot of historical fiction. Man, this book was one of my favorites of the year. The next book's actually was a first attempt for me. And now I love this book author. This book author was on the cooking channel quite a lot. And this book is by Abby Jimenez, and it's called Part of You Would. This book was amazing. I'm starting to like the romance books a lot more. But this book was pretty much about this girl. She was in, if I remember, a car accident. This book is absolutely stunning. I love this one. And I heard this one, and it had like, they're kind of like fake dating, but then they started dating in real life, and they did fall for each other. They ended up getting married, but she got out of an engagement. Her boyfriend at the time wasn't who he thought it was. Oh yeah, this one has a baby goat in it. Because this guy, he lived on a farm. I forget his name. Oh yeah, Daniel Grant. He lived on his family's farm, but his parents didn't keep the farm. So he's from out of nowhere, but she was from the city. Her dad liked her so-called boyfriend fiance, but she didn't really like the guy. But it was more like I forget what her name was. Oh, yes, there's an ER doctor. Yeah, that's right. I'm starting. Because a lot of this is finally coming back to me. Her family loved this guy like so much. Her name was Gloria. Gloria loved Daniel's family. Daniel Grant's family. That she would do anything. But when they went like on a date or whatever, like a secretly kind of like a date, it was more like and they went honey in love with each other, and it was kind of like enemies to lovers. But this one was absolutely a favorite of mine. And they ended up. She was gonna get married to the. Went on a fake date with her ex-fiance, who actually broke her to pieces. She couldn't get out of it. But when she met Daniel, he was head over heels over her. He loved her as his girlfriend. They tried to date, and at first it didn't work out. Then they tried again, and it worked out. And she honestly got married, if I remember. Oh, her name was Alexis. Yeah. Alexis and Daniel. When they fought for each other towards the end, because they kissed and all that, but that's where I have any love story. So this book was a favorite, and this author's a new book author. I absolutely adored. This next book is actually a fantasy fiction. It's actually a young adult. So this one is by Daniel Wayne Jones. How to Marry a Castle, Book 1. So it started off like Humpty Dumpty kind of thing. Humpty Dumpty was actually in this book, but the castle kind of moves just a little, but more of pretty much like the olden castle prince days, like from more back when it had prince, queen, and king on the end. But they went out of their castle and they were going to the festivities and they were honestly going towards this. But there was a witch in this book that cast a spell on the castle. The castle sits there creaking, making noises, and how it was her name, but she was one of the part of the demons and everything. So this one was about it was. Wait, Sophie find herself under her spell. So she turned into like an old lady, kind of like Descendants. This one had a Descendants kind of vibe to it. So I thought that was honestly quite interesting. Yeah, just her into an old lady. Like they kind of like Descendants kind of vibe to it. But this book was honestly a really good read. And I'm trying to get a second book. I might have to order it online maybe. Or see if Barnes & Noble has it. Because I do want to get my hands on that second book. Now that's when it's the final book. And this was actually a series. It's the final series by Lauren Kate. Okay, this series is urban fantasy, paranormal, and horror. All in one. Honestly, all in one. It started with the first book, Luke's. Like, between the whole series, her parents going to change over time. But it was more like... And then the other books, the devil was kind of getting involved. Not just involved, but Thomas Edison was part of a book. But it was most of all kind of disturbing. But it was honestly a really good series. I ended up finishing that whole series. The last book really put me into a shocker point. Somehow it turned into like a big nightmare come to life. And then honestly went to prom, but that never showed up. How strange was that? But that series was a really good series. I heard every single book of it. I saw the first movie of the first book. And it was absolutely, it kind of took place in a old World War setting, battlegrounds on the end. But it was a great movie. I loved it. And will I watch the movie again? Absolutely. Because it was kind of like the old vibe of a World War II, campground kind of. So, like I said, every book of Luke's parents keeps changing. And that part really, all of us kind of got me confused. But there were some characters that died from the first book. Then it kind of made sense. But the other parts that didn't make sense, it was wonderful in the end. Cam was the one of the nicest people Luke ever met. But Daniel was pretty much the boyfriend. He was around the evil side of things. But that series itself was absolutely stunning, and I loved it. Would I read the whole series? I probably would. But the first attempt of that specific book was like, okay. It was about me doing this one, but it didn't. But it was really, really dark. So, if you're not reading that first book in this urban fantasy, you will see where I'm coming from. Well, thank you to come to Lacy Good Books. If you are new, welcome in. I do welcome newcomers into Lacy Good Books. And right now, they have subscribers. So we have right now it's 140, not 100. Let me go to my thing. Alright, studio, so I can tell you how many subscribers we have. Right now we have 342 subscribers. And I say that's quite honestly good. But I did subscribe to a few others that I was on listening to my studio over my laptop. And yeah, that's why I'm working on those people. And then welcome into Lacy Good Books. If you are new, let's check things out. Trust me, I have nothing to hide. We said 10 of books. A ton of books. Take your cues to come to Lacy Good Books. And I hope you guys had a great, wonderful time of talking about that. The show on Goodies, I read over and heard over 14 books. But the main goal of my Goodreads thing was over 40. I might still continue to try to see how far I get to. There might be a overall video of some of these other books I did read. I did read the Stephen King novel. That one was a great book. But, bragging about books. and we do have somebody watching my channel. It's my Uncle Bud. I want to give this shout out to my Uncle Bud. Thank you to check it out. And please leave a comment down below. That's the only shout out we have for this week. It's my uncle. Of course, my dad. And my Uncle Cliff and everybody else who watches my channel. Thank you to come to Lacy Good Books. And always remember, keep on reading. The key to finish a book is keep on reading. I'm almost done with the fourth read. And on this video, I'm going to do with the book is done, giving you a full book review of that specific book. This next year, we're going to be doing a lot of different book reviews of different books. We do like a ton of speed reading. I'm honestly excited for the new goals. The old goals we're going to be continuing doing. And this is day 25, end of Vlogmas completely. Thank you to come to Lacy Good Books. Every new, welcome in. Like I said, I have nothing to hide besides reading a ton of books. We do have a book club we're doing of my favorite book author, Nicholas Sparks. We are honestly still doing, oh gosh, what's the book called? that song. So there might be another part of that this week, maybe not, but if there is, we're going to continue with that book beginning of the new year. So that'll be next week. Thank you to come to Lacy Good Books. Hope you guys had a wonderful time here talking about these books and what they were about. And I will see you in the next video or short. Give this a big old thumbs up and peace out. Real quick, book family years. What is on your end of the year books that you read? And also put the book recommendations down in the comments and on the book family community. Also, so I love book recommendations. a new book you throw at me, I'm going to try to read it. If I have it, then I'll pull it out and start reading it. Thank you to come to Lazy Good Books, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time here. See you guys in the next video. Keep this vlog a big thumbs up. Thanks, guys. And peace out. See you guys in the next video.